Hello and welcome to the next video. We are now looking at the grammar sentences, the TAL sentences part of the 2023 IEB paper. The more past papers you do, the better you'll get at this, and I'm going to help you. Before I start, please remember that my books are now on Takealot, so if you can go into the description of this video and just post that link onto your school WhatsApp group for the class or something like that, or on your status. That'll be an enormous help for me, and you can find all my books on Takealot from grades 4 right until grade 12. So if you know anyone that would need that, please help me out. Okay, let's look at this 2023 paper. Slightly easier, I think, than some of the other ones we've done. My wife just asked me if I'm sponsored by Cell C. I'm not. It's just some free stuff I got. Anyway, so yeah, the picture says anders as wat julle gehoop het. This is the teacher speaking. Contrary to what you hoped, reading and writing is still noodsaaklike, essential, necessary parts of the leerplan, is the curriculum. And the news apparently said that. Now remember, don't worry too much about this picture if you don't understand it. This is actually difficult language. Okay, it says nie noodsaaklike dele van die curriculum, non-essential parts of the curriculum, can possibly be left out this year to try and save the academic year. I'm not sure what the context is. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And the students look in the picture look quite disinterested and lethargic. Okay, but just remember, this is not communication, so we'll deal with that when you get there. But this part, you just want to get into the sentences really. So if we look at the first one, die onderwysers wil graag werk, maar die studente is nie lus nie. So first of all, you've trained your eye now to spot conjunctions, because they are always up to something, and sure enough, they start you off with a conjunction. Okay. So when you start with a conjunction, you don't really care about what group it's in, right? You just follow the pattern as it's explained in the purple book. Okay, so in any case, you can only start with the group 3 conjunction, apart from al. Okay, that's group 2, but that follows a different pattern. So your verb 1 in that first sentence will go and sit in the middle, with verb 1 in the second sentence sitting there. Then you just need to figure out which sentence comes first. And alhoewel means although, so you need to figure out. Unfortunately, you can't just guess. If you don't know, just guess. It's a 50-50 chance. Okay, so the teachers really want to work, but the students is not listening. The students don't feel like it. So you're going to say, although the students don't feel like it, the teachers really want to work. Or you could say, although the teachers really want to work, the students don't feel like it. So sometimes they can go both ways, and both ways are correct. So the IB being very kind here, we can swing it whichever way we want. Let's start with the first sentence first then. Okay, so because it's meaningful both ways. It won't always be meaningful both ways, so be careful. Alright, so we've identified the verb there, that's got to move to the end. And there's a verb there, it's got to move to the end. Okay, so now will is a helping verb. You know with helping verbs, there's going to be another verb at the end, right? And the helping verb can't move past that. You know that. If you don't, go through the section in the book. Okay, so alhoewel die onderwysers graag wil werk, and now this one can move there. They've changed your conjunction, so say goodbye to maar. And then you go, is die studente nie lus nie. Okay, happy? Cool. You could also have said, alhoewel die studente nie lus is nie, wil die onderwyseres werk. I'm not going to type that out, but if you want to do it that way, that is perfectly fine in this instance. Number 8.2. Die studente moet 7:30 in die klaskamer wees. Okay, we've seen this one before. We see it all the time, so get used to it. Die studente, they're changing moet to hoef. Now, hoef, you know, comes with 3 friends, 2 niece, and a te. And the te always goes before the last verb at the end. So they are replacing must. The students must be at the classroom 7:30 to the students don't have to be at the classroom by 7:30. So hoef nie 7:30 in die klaskamer. Where do you put the te? Before the verb at the end. There has to be a verb at the end. Te, wees, and obviously the nie is then the last thing. Happy. Easy stuff. Learn that because that's in every paper. Okay. Die studente het 'n toets in die eerste periode geskryf. So let's just think about the sentence. Het. I see a het and a ge. So this looks like just your standard past tense sentence. Okay. And what do they want? They start you with volgende maandag. So they're starting you with next Monday. So they want what? Toekomende tyd, future tense. So you're going to gooi 'n sal there. Okay. And now obviously it's a little bit tricky because you're going from past tense all the way to future tense. Normally it's from present tense to future tense or from present tense to past tense. Here you're jumping a tense. Okay, so the head's got to go away. You don't need a ge. Okay, the skryf will then be your second verb. Okay, sal. Volgende maandag sal. Then you need your subject, die studente. 'n toets in die eerste periode skryf. That's pretty easy if you recognize what you have to do. Okay, cool. 8.4. Het iemand in die klas die sinne verkeerd neergeskryf? It's a question. Okay, and they start you with nee. So they want the negative, they want the double nie. Unless there's one of those words that they want to change. And this has got to jump out and kick you right in the face. Iemand has to change to niemand. You've got it. Niemand het die klas het die sinne in die klas verkeerd neergeskryf nie. Niemand in die klas. So I'm just going to copy that instead of typing it. Niemand in die klas het die sinne verkeerd neergeskryf nie. You could probably put the het after niemand as well. Niemand het in die klas die sinne verkeerd neergeskryf nie. I think that should be fine. You could include the class as part of the subject with niemand. That's a bit of a technical one. I think they will give you grace both ways if I have to guess. But teachers, if I'm wrong, please indicate to me in the comments. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so just to go back to 8.4, remember these words that change. So al is a common one, nog nie, and nog that changes to nie meer. Those are their favorites. They're only errands, nergens. Okay, those are their favorites. They always pick one of those because they can only ask one, isn't it? Okay, die studente wil gesels wanneer hulle 'n afperiode het. The students want to chat when they have a free period. Gister. Okay, so just looking at, so they want past tense, gister, right, but what's the trick here? There's the difficult part. That's got to jump out and kick you in the face. Dan, as, wanneer, and no changes to in the past tense. It's the dawn rule. So what's the rule? You want to change this part to the past tense, and then you want to change that part to the past tense. Almost independently, okay, of each other. Okay, so gister wil changes to wou. Die studente gesels. You're not going to go gesels. That doesn't make sense. Words with be, ge, her, ont, ver, mis do not get a ge. You're going to change your wanneer to. Now, this is okay. This is not an easy one. Wanneer hulle afperiode het, so het will change to gehad. Okay, toe hulle 'n afperiode gehad het. Wanneer hulle afperiode, toe hulle dan as wanneer no changes to to. This is a tricky one. Gister wou die studente gesels toe hulle 'n afperiode gehad het. Why is the het at the end? You might be thinking, and that's a great question. The het there is at the end because wanneer and its past tense form of to are group 3 conjunctions. So you'll remember that a group 3 conjunction always pushes that first verb to the end. That's why het is there. So that's tricky, eh? This is probably to me, this is the hardest to teach, and I know a lot of people find this one hard. Okay. Because dan, as, wanneer, and no, they all change to, but it's not the same to. There's a to in group 2 and there's a to in group 3. So that's the trick. It is difficult, but there's a beautiful section in the book for that one. And if you practice it a few times, then it's not that bad. Cool. Die seuns is moeg, want, okay, so immediately you spot the important word there. Want is a conjunction. It's a group 3, a group 1 conjunction. Want hulle speel elke pouse sokker. Now they say die seuns is moeg omdat. So what are they doing? They're changing from a group 1 conjunction to a group 3 conjunction. So you must just know that the speel, whoopsie, undo. The speel moves to the end of the sentence, isn't it? Okay. Omdat hulle elke pouse sokker speel. So the first verb goes to the end of the sentence because it's a group 3. From group 1 to group 3. Sometimes they go from group 2 to group 3. Alright. Die onderwyseres sê, klas, julle moet na my luister. So, onderwyseres, important here, it's a female teacher. Okay? Die onderwyseres sê vir die klas dat, okay, that you must listen to me. Okay, so if you translate that into English, so remember with indirecte rede, if you translate it to English, it helps because it helps you to get the pronouns correct, isn't it? Die onderwyseres sê vir die klas, so the teacher says to the class that that they must listen to her. Dat hulle na haar, Okay, now the moet's got to move, right? Because we put in that dot there, or they put a dot in there for us. So moet can't be anywhere close to a dot. So we must move it. Dat hulle na haar moet luister. Okay, so that's just a tip for to get the pronouns right, is translate them. It actually works quite well, because this is the tricky part with indirecte rede, is getting the pronouns to actually make sense, the possessive pronouns, the personal pronouns, to actually make sense. But if you do it in English in your head, you'll get it right every time. Next one, die onderwyseres het elke week die studente se kennis getoets. Okay, so what do we notice about the sentence? I can see that it's a past tense sentence. Okay, it looks like a fairly basic past tense sentence. It's a long sentence, but it's in the past tense. What do they want? They will tell you what they want by the way that they start. So, die studente se kennis. So they're starting with that. They're starting with the object. So if they start with the object, they are testing leidende vorm. Okay, and there are those 3 formulas in the book for leidende vorm. Word deur, is deur, and then sal, kan, moet, mag deur. Okay, so this one is deur. So it's die studente se kennis is, and then you need your time, elke week. And remember, you're going to write down your little formulas before you even start here, because you will get one of these. It's in every paper. Okay, die studente se kennis is elke week deur die onderwyseres. There's no place, right? No. Deur die onderwyseres getoets. Done. Okay, so now it's in the leidende vorm. Alright, 8.9. Die onderwyseres staan voor die klas, one sentence. Die studente ignoreer haar. So the teacher is standing in front of the class. The students are ignoring her. Okay, so we're starting with al. So al is the only group 2 conjunction that you can start a sentence with. I think it's only al. Or is there another one? I think it's only al. Okay, so al. So now you need to decide which one comes first. This sentence, this one here, or this one here. So although the teacher is standing in front of the class, the students are ignoring her. I think that makes the most sense. So now you just work with your 2 first verbs. Staan and ignoreer is a verb, ignore is a verb. So now you're going to put this one to the front. No, not like that. Ooh. Okay, like that. Move this to the front and then paste this one in there. Al staan die onderwyseresse voor die klas, comma, ignoreer. That one's going to move there. Ignoreer die studente haar. That fits into the pattern for when you start with al. So remember, the pattern remains the same for all the conjunctions because they're all group 3 conjunctions. But the pattern is different for al. And that's why they're asking you al. They want to see if you know what the pattern is for al. But you will know because you've learnt it in the purple book or your teacher taught it to you through the 5 years that you have been with them. Okay, die studente vra, wanneer sal ons weer 'n toets skryf? Another indirect rede one. Wow, we get 2 in 1 paper. Okay, die studente vra wanneer. Okay, so this is where they start you with a question word. So that question word will act as the joining conjunction when you report the words, what was said. Okay, you're not going to, so the students ask when. So in English it makes sense as well. You can just say the students asked when we will write the test again. You're not going to say the students asked if when. So you don't need the if. The if is only for when there's no question word. Okay, now be careful. So you've got the ons. Remember, translate them so that you get the pronouns correct. Wanneer hulle. Weer 'n toets. And then the wanneer acts as a group 3 conjunction. The sal can't be there. It's got to move as far as it can. It can only move there because sal can't move over the top of a real verb. It's a helping verb. It can't move to the end. A verb can't jump a verb unless it's het, is, or word. Then they can jump a verb. But helping verbs and normal other verbs can't. Okay, I'll say that again. Only is or was and het and word can jump other verbs. Okay, they are called turbo verbs because they can go to the end. Okay, we'll get one of those examples soon enough. Okay, otherwise there's lots in the book, obviously. I leave nothing out of the book. It's everything is in there. Okay. Die toets word Dinsdagoggend deur die studente geskryf. Ooh. Okay, this is nice. They give you a sentence. You must be able to see that this thing is in the leidende vorm, because you have a word, you have a deur, and you have a verb with a g on it. Even though it's present tense, that's what makes leidende vorm so tricky. And they are asking you just to go back to stompie, just to go back to normal stompie, present tense. So go ahead, and you don't need word, you don't need deur, you don't need a g on your verb. And now you just go and stompie it right in there. Die studente skryf die Dinsdagoggend. Skryf toets. Skryf, no, time first, eh? Almost made a mistake. Skryf Dinsdagoggend die toets. Okay, it's all about identifying which rule they're asking, and from there you can sort of puzzle it out for yourself. Oh, that's it. Only 11 questions, then we go into woordstructure, but I'll make separate videos for the woordstructure because you know how hard these things are. But there's a very good method that I'm going to show you how to learn these things, so don't stress about that. Anyway, thank you very much, and please just remember to do me that favor and share the link from Takealot onto your class WhatsApp group. Send it to your friends from other schools maybe, and just do me an absolute massive favor. You'll do your good deed for the day and you will get blessed for that, I'm sure. But keep working hard, and see you in the next video. Bye.